Misha girl, I don't know what you did, if you did anything, but what I need for you to do is get back in here. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley, and this is my sweet perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And y'all know I'm here to put you on back to talk about Lovecraft Country, a retrospective, episode one, Sundown. Now, y'all, I attempted to watch Lovecraft probably a couple years ago. I was late to the party. I did not watch it while it was online. And honestly, I think I only made it through a couple of episodes and I didn't really remember any of it. The collective last week decided we were going to do a watch along and a live discussion of it. And I thought, how much better would it be for me to do a weekly upload with it as well, just to give you guys my full thoughts and synopsis of the episode. So, alas, here I am ready to get into it, honey, because I didn't remember all this stuff. And Misha, as a storyteller, is always going to deliver for me personally. I was a huge fan of Underground, loved it. When they said they ran out of money, pissed me off. Same thing they said with HBO with Lovecraft Country, ran out of money. I don't believe it. I don't know what it is, but what I do need is for Misha to get back in her bag and get back out here, because what I will say, after just watching this first episode, there are multiple ways to tell a story, but I think stylistically I really enjoyed her approach to existing real life horrors and traumas, by embodying those in horror elements, right? Monsters and creatures and all sorts of things. I love those mechanisms in storytelling, and I think this first episode was chef's kiss. So in this first episode, Sundown, we meet Atticus Freeman, who is clearly just returning from being away from home. I believe he's gone to the war. We meet his Uncle George, who has a loving wife, Hippolyta, who they screw in the mornings on the regular with his worms and his lip quivering. I was so disgusted, y'all. I can't lie. And this is not ageist. It was just the look on his face. It just, ugh, come here, girl. Get some of this side. And mind you, that's the first time I'm meeting him. That's the first time I'm meeting Uncle George. And finally, we meet Letty, has been away from home a long time as well, and is really coming back for help. She really has no place to go. I won't call her a vagabond, but baby, she need to find some roots and get back on her feet, because something has clearly happened. And so these three lives converge, and from what I can see after watching this first episode, will never be the same again. When we meet Atticus, not only is he returning home, but he also has in tow a letter from his father, Montrose, that we don't really get an opportunity to meet in this first episode, but we do see him making his way around Chicago looking for his father, bumping into his father's acquaintances, even going into a bar called Denmark Vessies, which I thought was a great element of foreshadowing in terms of what I think and anticipate we're going to see in this season of Lovecraft Country, which is revolution. You hear me? Denmark Vesey was a leader in South Carolina that led a revolution, and I believe he was later taken out for said rebellion, right? So I'm very interested in those notes, and I love how she paid just careful attention to detail in not only foreshadowing the events to come with true historical fact, also the delivery of it. This is a breathtakingly beautifully shot, in my opinion, at least this first episode. And so Uncle George has to go on a quest for his green book. Basically, if you don't know anything about the green book was a guide for Black travelers back in the 50s, 60s, pre-civil rights and post, honestly. We need a green book today, in my opinion. But, those towns that were unsafe for Black people to travel to, especially at night. The idea of a sundown town is that if you're Black and you're caught there after the sun goes down, you are in danger. Molly, you in danger, girl. Get out of there, okay? So how else do you find out what's a sundown town but going through and driving through those? Letty appeals to her sister Ruby, I stay with you. And we see instantly that these two sisters are at odds. We find out that Letty has been away from home for a long time. She didn't even come to their mother's funeral. We can tell that Letty has probably gotten the spotlight, and Ruby may be intimidated, maybe even jealous because of that. I'm very interested to see what this sisterly dynamic plays out as. Again, Uncle George also, in addition to his wife, has a daughter who loves to draw pictures and wants, I think, to be a comic book creator, super talented, and really kind of what you would think of a younger Atticus, who always has his head in a science fiction novel. Absolutely love that. And so these three get together. Ladies like on with y'all. Is like, I'm gonna be, on a mission to find my dad, and Uncle George can get his book done. So they leave out on a quest, honey, and they're going through all these sundown towns. Mind you, as they're entering into it, we hear James Baldwin talking in the background about perception being reality and how you can agree with someone's words about the Black experience in America, but also wanted to know that how we experience things is really relative to the lives that we've lived experiences. And so I kind of puts things into perspective, especially when we get deeper into the story. So we're in our first Sundown town, honey, and they called in people, and it's up and it's stuck, and we've got to run for our lives, for your lives, right? And so we find divine intervention. Seemingly, this silver bullet car comes and blocks the way, and we see this white woman get out, looking just like the devil, with the red hat, the black, the dark eyes. I know a demon when I see one, sis, and you are one of those. They get out of that debacle. Next thing we know, they're still lollygagging. And my thing is, if I'm just run out of town, I'm probably going back home to Chicago in the first place. I'm not going to go to another podunk town and be caught there. So they're in the woods, hear this old jalopy ride up on them. And cars back in the day were super loud and they didn't hear anything, just lacking all of the self-awareness. And I'm thinking, Tick, you're a military guy, you don't have the self-awareness. Leti, you seem like a experienced woman. Uncle George is over there oblivious. Uncle George is so useless, y'all. The way we later see him just lay down for dead, Uncle George is a liability in my book. And so they're confronted by this racist sheriff who's like, y'all have a couple minutes to get out of town before sundown. Mind you, he's following them, so they have to go the speed limit. Think they're safe. They get across the town line, and then they get assailed by a group of these racist sheriffs and police officers. Take them into the woods, got them down on their bellies, ready to unalive them. All of a sudden, we hear the monsters come out. We see the monsters come out. And these are monsters, monsters. What I really, really love about it is because we've seen the ugliness, the nastiness of the racism of these cops. And right beside it, we see like the embodiment of that nastiness in these creatures. And they are taking out the police one by one. And the only thing that seemingly will stop it is when the lights come on. And I love that idea that becoming enlightened, or the truth of a thing or the justice of a thing being revealed can represent the light here. And that makes the monsters go back into their shadows. And I really, really love that as an element in storytelling. So again, Uncle George lays down and rolls around in the dirt. Letty and Tick, they up and they done found shelter. Is what it is. The sheriff, who's half of his body's gone because the monsters got to him, you know, carry on. Ultimately, Uncle George gets saved. Letty got to go run for the life, get the car, turn the lights on, and save the day as usual. So Tick, Uncle George, Letty, they make it out, and now they are walking, and they come up on this house, and this man in an ascot, white hair, white skin, says, "Welcome home." And again, like I said in the live discussion, that either means you're for dinner, like they're gonna put you on the barbecue grill and eat you up, or they're going to make you the help. I don't know what's going to happen at this point. Like I said, y'all, I don't remember any of this series. So you guys drop it in the comments. Let me know if you'd be here for these weekly reviews episodically for the 10 episodes in the series. And if you're enjoying the lives, I would love to know. Please be sure to like, comment, do all of the things. I'm horror girly. I say that all the time, but I think I'm really, really to enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.